Okay, Math 9, let's get after it. We got a short video on the addition principle. So this is step one on our staircase. So the whole idea with the addition principle is that 0 is the magic number. Here we have x plus 6. Ideally, I want x plus 0 because that just gives me x. So if I can make that plus 6 into a 0, then I'm going to end up with the equation represented in terms of x. So how do I make plus 6 0? I subtract 6. And then I subtract 6 from the right because I need to maintain balance of my equation. And you'll notice this here equals 0, so I get x equals negative 11. And you're done. The equation is now manipulated and x is telling you exactly what it is. So that's the goal. Get the number that is being added or subtracted to x equal to 0. So if we look on the left, I have x minus 2, so I'm going to add 2 to that side because that is 0. And I'm going to add 2 to that side. So x equals 14. Here's a couple more. I have x minus 6, so what am I going to do? I'm going to add 6, and I'm going to add 6. So that is 0, and I get x equals negative 8. Here I'm going to subtract 2 because 2 minus 2 is 0, and I'm going to subtract 2, so x equals 3. These are our one-step questions, our most basic. You've got to get this concept nailed down. So here's two more. Slight curveball here, okay? Now, right now we're in the addition principle. We don't know any other rules at the moment. So I'm going to show you this in a different way. Here you have negative x, but you don't want negative x. You want positive x. So I'm just going to show you that you can move a variable exactly the same way you can move a number. So instead of negative x, I'm going to add x to that side because negative x plus x is still 0. But that means I need to add x to this side. So now I have 4 equals 12 plus x. And since the sign of a number in front of a number belongs to it, I now have positive x. So that's great. So you could essentially rearrange this equation. It actually looks like this, right? Because that's positive x, positive 12, and that's positive x, positive 12. And the only reason I do that is because this now looks like something you're used to. Because now what would we do? We would subtract 12 to make 0 and subtract 12. So negative 8 equals x, and that's exactly the same as x equals negative 8. Don't freak out if the x is on the other side of the equal sign because it makes no difference. Now, if you look at the one on the right, you got 4 minus t, so you know what? I'm going to add t to both sides. And we're going to learn that you don't need to do this later, but for now, it's just a good idea that you can move a variable just the same way you can move a number. So now 4 equals positive t, so t, and then plus 15. I'm just changing the order of those numbers. And then minus 15 to get 0, minus 15. So negative 11 equals t. All right? Now, if you take the numbers away, there's no difference. The manipulation of the equation is what matters. So solve for a, which means I want a equals. Okay, so that means I don't want the b. I don't want that b there. How do I get rid of b? I'm adding b, so I subtract b. Doesn't matter what b is. B minus b is going to be 0. So on this side, I subtract b. So a is equal to c minus b. Boom. Done. Okay, now, what about this one? Well, here we have that negative a scenario again. So you know what? I'm actually going to add a to this side, add a to this side. So now that's 0, so now I have c equals positive a, I'm just going to rearrange, plus b, because that's a positive b, right? And now minus b, I get the same thing. C minus b equals a. So algebra is not about the answer. Algebra is about how can you manipulate an equation so that the answer presents itself to you. The manipulation is the most important part. The answer means very little. It is about manipulation, and the logic of manipulation. I can't stress that enough because a lot of times students get all, oh, the answer's easy, I can see it. Yes, but it is about manipulation, okay? Great. See you next time.